Hey, welcome to today's Pick a Pile reading. We're going to be looking at messages from your spirit team, whatever is meant to come through at this time. We're doing something a little bit unique and fun. We're going to be picking based on the eggs you see before you. So pile 1 is going to be connected with the blue egg. Pile 2 will be the orange and green. And then pile 3 is the lighter color green. These are ceramic eggs I have, so I just figured why not? It would be fun. So if you're drawn to more than one piles, that's fine as well. Timestamps are linked below. So when you're ready, go ahead and click on that and I will see you at your reading. Hey there, pile 1. Let's see what messages are coming through from your spirit team. Oh, we already have a card jumping out here. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Swords. So I quickly got this message of like being fearful about some sort of move. I feel like some of you may have been getting some sort of nudge or experiencing some sort of calling lately. But I also get that you're kind of torn on what to do here. Like something brings you a lot of excitement. And I think that deep down, you know, this is a good idea. This would be a good investment. This would be a good change or redirection in your life. But there's fear behind making this change, right? Some of you are like, can I do it? Am I good enough? Do I have what it takes, right? But I do feel like that your intuition knows best. And I do feel that your intuition, you feel that this would pan out in the long run. This would be a good investment. This would be worth your time. That you do have what it takes, but for some reason, some fears keep popping back up, right? 4 of Cups. And here's the thing. I think this is going to continue to keep nudging you until you take some sort of action on it. Because with this 4 of Cups, I feel like this is something that you feel is missing from your life, right? This could be a higher calling. This could be something that you are here to do and you deep down know it, right? It feels right. It feels comfortable. It feels natural, right? And I just feel like the reason you possibly could be getting in your head about this and fears could be popping up is due to maybe fears around what others would think, right? And that has to do with our programming, and that starts at a very young age. So I can understand and I can relate to this. It can be hard to try something different and, get out there in front of people and take certain actions, right? That can be scary. It can be intimidating, especially if we're used to doing things a certain way, right? And I do get an energy around pile 1's energy being that you've kind of been in a cycle for a while where it's become a comfort zone. You kind of go through the motions, and I'm not saying that you're not happy with life. Of course, I'm not going to push that out there. I just feel that you feel that something is missing. Your angels, your guides, your team is saying, this is going to keep coming back around, and it's probably going to continue to bother you till you do something here. Because I don't think you're fully happy here without doing this. I do feel for a lot of you, this is a soul's calling. 2 of Pentacles, like there it is, like this back and forth. Like, I want to do this. I want to do this. I know that this is going to bring me fulfillment and make me happy. I know that without doing this thing, making this move, making this change, it's going to continue to come back, right? I just heard, I don't feel like I'm good enough, or I don't feel like I have what it takes. Let me see what's going on here. There's the 7 of Cups. This is like, maybe you're feeling like there's a lot of competition in this area, or maybe you're unsure of how to exactly move this dream forward, right? I just heard follow the excitement. Follow the excitement, follow the joy, right? That's going to be your best friend in navigating whatever this is following the spark, following the joy, right? But yeah, there could be a lot of competition. So maybe that has something to do with some of this fear. Maybe you're feeling intimidated and you're kind of looking around at the competition and you're like, wow, you know, they have this thing going on for them and they're so successful and they have their niche or whatever. And maybe you're feeling like, I'm not quite sure on how I want to present this or how I want to move forward with this or what all I'm going to do. Alls I know is it excites me. I feel like it's a calling. I feel like this is something that until I do it or until I take action on it, I'm not going to feel fully fulfilled. So this could be something that's holding you up. The Eight of Pentacles, right? So I do feel for a lot of you, this is like a very deep passion, something that you have sharpened those skills for a very long time. But the funny thing is too, I also get this has been naturally instilled in you, right? This is something that you've carried with you for a very long time, a talent, a skill, a knowing, whatever that may be. But the Eight of Pentacles, it's like, keep putting in the work. Don't let this fear consume you, right? We can use fear as a teacher. It can kind of highlight areas that we need to work on. But I feel like you have this great work ethic. And I do feel like even though you may be feeling a little scattered and unsure on how to move forward, maybe even intimidated, right? I feel like you've kind of set everything in place just fine. I don't feel like you need to go back and rework on any of the foundation. I think what I'm trying to say is I feel like the foundation is already laid. Now it's just a matter of taking action. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like the Chariot come up next, or maybe the Eight of Wands. Let's see though. We have the Wheel. We have the Six of Pentacles. Look at this. This is going to be life-changing. This is going to be life-changing. And maybe that's bringing up a little bit of the intimidation here, right? Because you know that once this is in motion, like, there's no going back. I mean, technically, sure, I guess you could go back. But I feel like in this situation, there's just like, you kind of feel like there's no going back. Once I take this move, once I do this thing, it's on. Some of you realize too, I just heard, that life is about to get a lot more busy. And that could be a little bit of the maybe dragging the feet a little bit, because life is going to pick up pace. And let's face it, sometimes we kind of like the slower pace. So what's going to be important moving forward is finding balance between work and play. But you have something to offer people. You have something to give this world. And I feel like this is going to bring a lot of fulfillment and a lot of joy to you. It's like, it's all the work you have done, all the work you've put towards this. You're going to see the payoff here. Life is going to change. The wheel is turning in your direction. Good fortune. And it's like going to be so rewarding to see others benefit from your hard work and efforts. Ten of Wands. Let's see what follows that 10 of Wands before I dive into it, right? This one wants to come too. Okay, let's set these to the side. All right. We have the 10 of Wands, we have the Hanged Man, and we have Death and Rebirth. Okay, so do you know what I feel here? And I'm going to admit, I didn't even see this coming. But for some of you, you have tried this before. You have done this before. And maybe it failed, right? But failures are great teachers, right? We learn so much from our failures. So now it feels like going back into it, maybe we need to completely release those daunting thoughts of how it failed in the past, right? Use those things to kind of do things different this time around, right? Whatever didn't work, right? Learn and think about that. Okay, this didn't work last time, so I'm gonna nix that. I'm not gonna try that thing anymore, right? There's other options. There's other options. We don't have to do it exactly the same as the last time, right? So we can kind of set that down. Maybe that is what's kind of adding to this fear too. Maybe you put so much work and effort into it in the past, and you maybe spent a lot of money, invested a lot of money. It took a lot of your time. You were completely exhausted. You were completely depleted, and it failed, and it just was like this big upset, right? And things ended, right? You called it quits or whatever. Maybe you walked away from it. So now, this coming back around, I'm not surprised that you have a bit of fear popping up. But now, with your knowledge and the lessons you've learned from the past, I think you know that moving forward, the important thing is doing things in a balanced way, not giving all of your days towards this one thing and no relaxing and no, family time and things like that, right? That this time around, you cannot spend every waking hour working on this. That yes, you love it and you enjoy working on it, and it's going to bring a lot of fulfillment. It's something that's very near and dear to your heart, but that you know that this can quickly get carried away. And before you know it, 1 hour turns into 10, 10 turns into 12. And next thing you know, you didn't see your family all day, right? You didn't drink water for 5 hours. You skipped a couple meals, right? So there's a message of making sure that you're doing this in a balanced way. You're taking breaks. You're making time for other things, right? Because it can quickly get carried away, I'm hearing, and you can lose track of time. And by the end of the day, you're absolutely exhausted. And when we're exhausted from our job or our hobby, whatever this is, we start to get a bitter taste in our mouth, right? Because we feel like it's robbing us of our joy. It's, something that can be so joyful can be turned into something sour if we don't approach it in a balanced way. But I think you have taken a lot of time to think about all this. I don't think I'm telling you anything that you haven't already thought about. And your angels and your guides are here today, strongly aligning here to bring a message of it's time. It's time for the rebirth, the relaunch, trying again here. Because I feel like for some people, when it failed the first time, they would have hung their hat up and said, okay, whatever. That's over and done with. I'm done. I'm not going to do that again. But you feel like this is part of you, that you have something to give the world, to share with the world. And I feel like it's, like I said, going to continue to come back around until you kind of put it out there. Let's look at your archetype. I'm very curious to see what comes through here. The Temple. No way. This is going to be good. Let's go to the book. This book is phenomenal. Did I open right to the page? Yeah, I did. That was cool. All right. Right here. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into a dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensually kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. When in light, this card represents reverence for all, life as a sanctuary. This card going deeper means now is the time. I kid you not. Right here. Now is the time. Right? This is about honoring the temple. This is about finding sanctuary within, honoring your vessel, because I really kind of went on a rant there, didn't I, for a little bit about how this can become very, I don't want to use the word toxic because that's not what I'm getting here, but it can turn very sour quickly if we let things get out of hand, which is why balance is important. And I feel like it would also, in that, you would find a lot of harmful effects on your vessel, on your temple, right? And maybe, like I said, that's something that scares you. Maybe that's a fear as you remember way back when you attempted this before, and you're thinking back and you're saying, man, I was so stressed. I was barely sleeping. I was barely eating. I didn't make time for friends, for family. I was totally consumed by this thing. And my temple was suffering. It was not good. It failed, whatever, right? This time around, make sure that you prioritize care of that temple, care of that sanctuary, right? And balance is going to be your friend here. But the time is now. You're ready for this. Don't let that competition scare you off. Whatever you have to offer is unique. Whatever you have to offer, they don't, right? They can't offer what you have. There can be similar looking things, but nobody has the same flavor as you have. Look at this. Know your worth. There we go. Know your worth. Right? That just goes perfectly with what we just said, right? Know your worth, your value. You have value. You have something to offer others. And in doing that, it brings you so much nourishment to your soul. As it feeds their soul, it feeds your soul, right? And it comes back tenfold, I just heard. I really love this for you. And I hope it resonated, pile one. If you want to work with me, my email's linked below. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Be well. Gotta step away and get some water. Hey there, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Messages from your spirit team. So what wants to come through for pile 2? All right, we have the 3 of Cups. All right, so I do sense that for pile 2, there could be something going on around a friendship. It could be any type of relationship. It doesn't have to just be friend. It could be romance. It could be family. But I just feel like some of you are going to be seeing a turnaround, I just heard, in regards to a relationship that you kind of left go of in the past. I feel like this coming back around. I just heard coming back around for healing. I feel that you may be feeling that you were treated wrong. Let's see what's going on here. Wow. Yeah, so I do feel there's going to be a conversation. I feel like, if I'm going to be honest here with this Queen of Swords, I feel that your guides, your team is encouraging you to actually speak out your truth. Like, be authentic with this person. Somebody's coming back around. They want to kind of square off. And I shouldn't have said square off because that sounds like a fight. But hey, nothing happens by accident. I don't know why those words came out like that. Maybe somebody is coming in kind of heated. Somebody from your past, it feels like, is coming back around to talk to you. I do feel that their intentions is around healing this. But I also feel like your team is saying you need to kind of tell them how you feel, how whatever happened in the past, how it made you feel, your opinion, right? Your honest truth here, to get very vocal. And that doesn't, I'm not trying to say, argue with this person, but I feel like they need to know the truth. They need to know that something hurt you, or, your opinion on something. Maybe you feel they wronged you. So I do feel that, let me see here. Let's clarify the Hierophant. See, I did sense a healing here. Here's what I think happened. I feel like whoever this was kind of unloaded a bunch of baggage on you. And I feel like they came to you for advice, right? And they unloaded on you, which was fine, right? You were like trying to be there, trying to be supportive with the Hierophant. I think you were trying to be that ear, be that comfort. And I feel like they unloaded on you, and something happened after. I don't know if maybe you gave them some sort of advice or a suggestion, and from that point forward, it almost, this is so weird, but it almost feels like anything that happened to them after that point, they kind of blamed it on you. The things that didn't go good, they kind of like shifted blame on you for some reason. This is so weird. Page of Pentacles. I think you were just trying to, it feels like you were trying to encourage them to do something different, right? Maybe they were telling you how, let's use an example. They've been in this relationship for years and years and years, and they're so unhappy and they're so miserable. They don't want to be in it. They feel like it's a waste of their time and all these things, right? And maybe you said to them, well, if you're so unhappy, maybe you should get your own place, right? Maybe you should, do something different, do something about it, right? Or maybe they were saying how They've been stuck at this job for years and years. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. They can't stand it. They're miserable every day of their life. And you were kind of like, okay, well then maybe go somewhere else. Maybe try something new, do something different, find something you do enjoy, right? So let's see what comes after this. Cause this is very, look at this, the 5 of Wands. Oh my goodness. So it was like as soon as, no, that was in reverse. As soon as this conversation happened, which I understand this is not going to resonate for everyone. So if it's not your reading, it's fine. But for those of you that are still here with me, it's like from that moment forward, something happened soon after, and it got heavier maybe, right? And it was like all hell broke loose is what I'm hearing in their life. And the thing is, I don't think they took your advice. I don't think they took your advice. So why are they being however they're being towards you is what I'm wondering here. Like, how are they shifting this blame on you? Like, what do they, I think that you gave them the right advice here, and I don't think they took action. And then their life kind of blew up in their face. Whatever this is kind of blew up in their face. The Hermit, and there's the healing, the Hermit and Temperance. Whatever this is basically a situation where this person went through a rough, terrible time, and it was this divine intervention to send this person into their own healing. And sometimes when we go into that, when we start soul searching, we start looking in the mirror to heal ourselves, kind of looking at the things that trigger us, go through a spiritual awakening, if you will, it gets uncomfortable. And some people don't like looking in the mirror. It brings up a lot, right? It's not easy. Sometimes being in that hermit, being in that soul searching energy can be very, very tough. Sometimes you experience a dark night of the soul. And maybe, just maybe, this person went into this kicking and screaming and wanted to kind of have someone else responsible for it, right? You do it for me. You heal me. You give me the right answers, right? Lead me the right way. And at the end of the day, this is something they need to heal on their own. This is something they need to face on their own. And maybe that's what you're telling them. Maybe you're telling them, listen, I can give you all the advice you want. I can give you advice all day long. But at the end of the day, this is something you have to go through. This is something you need to face, you need to work on, you need to figure out on your own, right? Because this is a perfect example of someone who does not like the feeling of uncertainty that comes with the spiritual awakening. Because it's not all rainbows and unicorns, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of tower moments and things come crashing down. Structures that we have built our whole life due to programming, things, beliefs and things like that come crumbling down. Our whole world just feels like it's cracked open. And it's scary. It's scary at times. And this is a perfect example of somebody that wants to turn back and go back to safety, run back to, a comfort zone. And I don't think it's not possible, right? Things are already cracked open. This person can't go backwards. The only way they can move is they can either stay stuck and stagnant or move forward. but it's like they wanted you to fix everything. They wanted you to heal something. And since it didn't get fixed, or they didn't figure out how to get out of this yet, they kind of shifted some sort of blame on you. Well, maybe the advice you gave me was not good enough. Maybe I should have did something different, right? And it's like, no, come on, cut me a break. Are you kidding me? Like, I gave you sound advice. I gave you great advice. But at the end of the day, you need to face this. This is your healing journey, right? Let's see the let's see your archetype. If I can get one. Nope. Today, please. No, that one's stuck too. This one felt loose. Let's get that. The dead end. The dead end. I never read this one yet. I'm very curious. Let's find the page. Okay. The dead end, page 143. Contrary to what its name implies, the dead end is very much alive. It is a force that stops us from moving forward as planned. It is a thick, dense, uncompromising, a wall beyond walls. With every bramble, thorn, and stone in it, it states, "No more, child. You have reached the last page of this chapter." It is natural to resist its very resistance and to struggle even harder to make our way, to prove our point, to hold on to what was. In this way, we fight with it. We fight with life itself. From a mythic perspective, the end you face is very much a beginning. There are doors opening all around you, just not the one you planned on walking through. If you are honest and courageous enough to accept it, adjust and adapt, the dead end becomes known as life's beginning. Can you believe the accuracy? Like, what a confirmation that this is somebody that is struggling with this next chapter, right? And it's somebody that's resisting the change. They want to hold on to what was. They want to fight their way. They're fighting, kicking and screaming through this. But in the end you face is very much a beginning. This is a beginning, and change is imminent here, but very scary for this person. And the thing is I think the reason this person seeked you out is because they feel that you have some sort of expertise or some sort of higher knowledge here. They kind of look at you as this mentor, someone they look up to. They feel that you have a good grasp on this spiritual evolution thing, right? That you have gone maybe through something like this, a spiritual awakening and an evolution, or that you're continuing to climb that ladder, whatever, But this is very much confirming the struggles of a friend of yours. And for this to come up so strongly that we've talked so much about it in your reading, I do feel this is someone part of your soul family, part of your soul tribe. I think you do love this person very much. I do think this person kind of pushing blame on you was a moment of I'm done with this. Like that hurt you, right? Because the Eight of Cups, this indicates that there is an emotional connection here with these cups. This wasn't just you walking away not feeling anything. You walked away and it hurt, right? So I do feel that things may be healing here. I do feel they may be healing, but it's going to be a little raw for a while for this person. So maybe this is something strong on your mind lately. Is our friendship going to mend? Is it going to heal? Are we going to get through this, right? Or maybe you're wondering, what can I do for my friend? And honestly, let them. That's what you can do for your friend. They have to do this. We see what happened before. They tried to put some sort of blame on you and they didn't take your advice anyway, right? So it's kind of a situation where you can talk till you're blue in the face, but they got to heal themselves. They got to go through this. This could be a family member, right? This could be a family member maybe dealing, I just got for some of you, could be a family member dealing with addiction. All right. I am sending you, oh, nope. Hold up. Let's pull your Moonology manifestation card. Right there. Are you kidding me? Open up to change. Wow. Wow. So yeah, change is imminent here. This is happening. Focus on the positive. So maybe those are, maybe these, you know what I just got? Maybe for some of you, these are the two things that you are saying to this person. Open up to change and focus on the positive. All right, I'm sending you tons of love, pile 2. I will see you next time. Be well. Hey there, pile 3. Let's take a look at messages from your spirit team meant to find you at this time. First card out is the Chariot. Wow, the Chariot, the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like your team is encouraging you to keep going forward with whatever you're doing right now. I feel like a very positive, optimistic energy. I feel like you're putting in a lot of efforts towards your family, towards your stability, your financial success. I just feel like you're on your game right now, and your team is encouraging you to keep going forward, keep carrying this positivity. If you have recently started new healthy habits, I don't know why that just came in, but keep going with it. I know it can be challenging. I myself find challenges with some of the things I do, like with certain exercises and running and daily regimens and certain things like that. And we can think of an array of different things. So I have I have alarms on my phone that go off throughout the day, reminders, right? I also got this app called Grit where I can make my to-do list and I can edit that throughout the week for my following days. And that way I can kind of chart my progress. I can kind of select the things I did and it will show me the things I still have to do. And then I'll get like notifications when I accomplish those things. So it's really a cool thing to, if you like that kind of thing, I would suggest getting that app Grit. That's a fun one and it's not expensive. I might have paid $6.99 for a year. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't expensive. But we don't have to buy an app. I just feel like that came through as a suggestion. But keep grinding, keep going forward. You're gonna see this. You're gonna see and reap the rewards of your efforts, is what I'm hearing. Let's see what this is. Look at this. 4 of Wands. Like, that's exactly what I just got done saying. Look at this. This is a celebration. This is stability. This is success, victory. I mean, this is fantastic. Wands is fire energy, right? Keep going forward. Keep building on this, right? Keep that burn going. This is amazing. Wow. So I do feel like for some of you, this has been a very spiritual transformation that you have recently gone through. I think for a lot of pile 3, you have really been incorporating some of your spiritual practices, your spiritual beliefs. Maybe you're really focusing on practicing gratitude. Maybe you're really focused on doing your daily meditations and, climbing that ladder, elevating your consciousness, your awareness. I think you've been taking in a lot over the years in regards to your spiritual evolution. And I think it's paying off now. I think all that time spent learning and growing and evolving and practicing self-love and, like I said, gratitude, I think you're starting to see it pay off, right? You feel like a very positive person, a very optimistic person. That doesn't mean we don't have our moments, right? That doesn't mean we don't have our days, our weeks. I do feel that you, pile 3, are very, very sensitive energetically. So I do also get that you've been trying to protect yourself and your family, your energy. Maybe you've been taking care of the property, doing home cleansings, or maybe saging. Maybe you have crystals placed around the home. I feel like the energy of the home is very important to you. The energy, if you have children, you want to make sure that they're feeling good, feeling appreciated and valued and heard, right? You're trying to make sure that everyone is taken care of, but I also see you trying to make sure you're taken care of too. So I just feel like you have a really good head on your shoulders right now. And your angels, your guides are like, yes, keep going. This is in alignment. This is where you're meant to be. This is where you thrive. Oh my gosh. Your reading is outstanding, pile 3. The wheel is turning in your favor. This is a cycle of good fortune, celebrations, big changes, and an up leveling. This is a major time for you. I feel like the next couple months are just going to be almost like, I know this sounds maybe corny, but it almost feels dreamlike. Like you are really stepping into the best version of yourself here. And you're shining, and it's like your light is contagious. Like people are seeing you and they're being inspired by you. The 6 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the 7 of Cups. Okay, so I think this comes after some sort of choppy waters here, because the 6 of Swords is exactly that. Moving into calmer waters after being in choppy waters. And there's baggage, right? So I do feel like whatever you're moving away from, that cycle has closed. That chapter has ended. A chapter of maybe loneliness, solitude, a chapter of isolation, maybe a chapter of hardship, a cycle of surfacing fears and triggers and things like that. Again, it's not like we can't see them. Our triggers don't happen now, even when we're in this high vibrational state and things are going so well. That doesn't mean that triggers won't pop up from time to time. But I think you have just recently gotten out of some sort of hardship, hard chapter, hard cycle. And you have really stepped up and said, I am going to live my best life. I am going to put in the efforts. I'm going to put in the energy. I'm going to be manifesting my blessings. I'm going to be aligning with my blessings, right? And I'm going to be making the best of my life. And I'm going to find joy in each and every day. I just heard someone say, I'm not going back there, right? That's behind me. I'm moving past this. And this is all about this direction, right? The Ace of Swords, this clear direction, this clear path that is illuminated for you right now. Something has recently clicked for you, I just heard, with this Ace of Swords. Your angels and your guides just feel like, and with this Hierophant, something has clicked. It could have been some sort of spiritual teaching. Maybe you were watching one of your mentors or something like that, and something they said, it was like this moment of whatever this person said. I get that this energy said something and it just clicked. This could have been your own realization, your higher self, connecting with your highest version of yourself. And it just was this moment of epiphany and realization and aha moment where the confusion is no more, right? The clarity right here aside the confusion, right? It's like maybe in the past with all these different options, it was maybe you were trying to find fulfillment in material things. And I'm not calling you materialistic, but maybe in the past you were trying to find fulfillment in things like, the fancy house, the fancy car, and fancy clothing, name brands, and things like that. And maybe you had a moment of, yes, sure, material goods are nice, name brand things are nice, but at the end of the day, that does not buy my happiness. I think you've gone through a very, very deep spiritual awakening here, pile 3, where you get it. You see what is of most importance in life. And I think that people look at you and they want what you have. And when I say that, I don't mean material things. Maybe you do have very nice things, and that's great and that's fine and good for you. But I feel they're looking at you and saying, I want what she has or he has, because there is this peace that you radiate. There's something about your energy. They can feel that you are content, you are fulfilled, you are grateful, right? It's like, you know what matters. You know what's of great importance. And man, you are an activator. You're making others see, right? Like, it just feels like, and maybe for some of you, let's look at the other side of it. Maybe some of you are saying, I don't have a lot. I don't have a fancy house. I don't have a fancy car. But nobody would ever know, like maybe there's some sort of struggle or burden, right? But I don't think a lot of people could guess that in having a conversation with you, because you are just so appreciative and happy and radiant that they would never have guessed where you came from, if you came from struggle, or if you're having certain struggles. Because you're finding that your 10 of Pentacles is not just about material goods, right? Your fulfillment is being found in a very spiritual way here. And it's not based on things we can hold. Look, the sun. I mean, it's just so spot on here. Of course the sun would come up in your reading. I mean, this has been one of the most positive readings I have done in months. Months and months and months. Your radiance, your vibration, your light, your resilience, your energy. You have a big, big, impactful energy, and it's beautiful, and it's warm, and it's inviting. And it's just, I just feel like you are aligned with your joy. It's amazing here. And with this 8 of Wands, I mean, just you're going to see your life continue to rapidly transform and elevate, continuing to climb that ladder of consciousness, right? To continuing to evolve, to spread joy, to spread love, to spread light. And you're just going to see things coming to you like a magnet. Your blessings, your abundance, it's a magnet here. You're a magnet attracting all good things and experiences. Again, that doesn't mean that we can't have those dips, those lows, those hardships. But I think that even in those testing times, testing waters, you're able to see what that is showing you, what it is revealing to you. You're able to see the silver lining. You're able to see the blessing in disguise, right? And that's such a powerful, beautiful gift. Let's see your archetype card. Oh, we got two here. Let's try shuffling that. Yeah, because those were all stuck together. Let's try that again. If they want to come back out, they will. Let's try this again. This deck needs better broke. It's hard to break in the circle decks that I own because, well, they're circles. So you got to be gentle with them. It's hard to shuffle them. Right there. And look, 2 came out again. All right, so the number I just got for you, pile 3, the number 2 is significant, 22. You may be seeing a lot of 22. Okay, we have the empty room and the mother. Let's see. Let's go to the book. The empty room, page 147. The empty room hunts us all. It is the universal and all too frequent feeling of lack, of wanting, of the craving to fill ourselves with something, anything. We too often attempt to remedy the discomfort of an empty room by any means necessary, leading us to a culture of more. Ironically, the empty room is filled to the brim with potential, yet we perceive it as not enough. This card is a cry for patience, for sitting within the barren walls of not knowing, for awaiting true vision and purpose before attaching to what we should do next to save our outward appearance. Be with the room. It has immense power. Be with the impatience. Let others wonder what you are doing. If you can settle into the magic of emptiness, you will soon hear its whisper of wisdom, spaciousness, potential, possibility. So this is crazy because for some of you, like I said, I feel like I spoke on some of you not having a lot, right? Having an empty room, but finding it to be so full of what really matters. The peace, the joy, the gratitude that we carry in our hearts. No amount of money can buy that. Right? So for us to be talking about this empty room, this vortex, this nothing, that we could fill it up with all the material things in the world, and at the end of the day, that's not going to buy our happiness and peace. Sure, it can bring comfort for a period of time, and sure, some of these material things are, necessary to a point. I mean, not, I guess, technically, but like the comforts. But at the end of the day, what really truly brings us joy comes from within. So I think this is a perfect card, and maybe this has to do with the past. Maybe the reason you have 2 cards popping up today is because maybe this talks about the past. Right? Remember when I said for some of you, maybe you felt you needed to get the fancy cars and all the nice designer clothing and the fancy house and all these things. And listen, I'm not judging. I went for my favorite car. I went for my dream house. I like nice clothes too. So I'm not even saying it like that. But maybe in the past you thought more of that would fulfill you. But let's see here. Maybe this is the past, right? And maybe this is the present here. Let's look at the mother, which I already know what this one is. I've read this and studied with this a lot, but let's read it. the mother. We begin our archetypal story with the mother's love. Through her sensual, fertile, and life-giving energy, all creation takes form. Regardless of our birth story, each of our hearts beat for the first time in the warm womb of the mother, where she's offered resources from her body for the building of our own. Yet her tale is not so simple, as the mother, especially on the earthly plane, contains both light and dark aspects of the feminine. With the best of intentions, the mother wraps her loving arms around her creation and begins to grip what she meant to set free. The mother both nurtures and prohibits growth. She gives, yet clings. She creates, yet restricts. Amid this complex energy, the mother holds the key to the eternal challenge of love. When in light, this card represents glowing, generative, creative, and nurturing. And when we go deeper, read the Tai Ching, chapter 1, and imagine the mother of 10,000 things. Okay, so that's a suggestion. I want to read this side note here. Notice how the mother archetype is expressed in nature. This is perhaps the most balanced and benevolent form of the mother's grace, right? So really, I'm really feeling your spirit team is encouraging you to work with that mother archetype. I think that's kind of where you are already. I think you're embodying the mother archetype, where now you're wanting to nurture this life and the things that matters, your family, your friends, your self-love, your self-care, your joy, your gratitude, right? To continue to milk that, to continue to nurture that, to find your 10 of Pentacles, to keep moving forward with the positivity, with that higher vibration, right? Following the joy, being a beacon of light and hope. And oh my gosh, I love your reading so much. Let's get your final card here from the Moonology Manifestation deck. Right? Nope. Right here. Clear your mind. Clear your mind. Interesting, because we have the Ace of Swords right aside the Seven of Cups, right? This can be confusion, right? Sometimes that Seven of Cups can indicate us having a very cluttered mind and trying to figure things out. But the Ace of Swords is clarity on a direction, clarity on a path, aha moments, epiphanies. So I'm going to leave that with you. Clear your mind, right? Actually, you know what? I don't know. I don't know the last time I used this book, but let's see what's coming up in the book. Maybe there's something important in here that we need to read. So let's find it. Last quarter moon in Gemini. Last quarter moon in Gemini. Here we go. Fretting is a sweet sounding word for feeling anxious. Drawing this card suggests that you or someone close to you is fretting. As you already know, this won't help you to move closer to your goals, as it means you're directing thoughts and energy into what you don't want rather than what you do want. Deliberately manifesting a goal comes from a happy place where you feel good. So focus on making a list of your concerns and then talk them through to clear your mind. This is far more likely to bring good results. Okay, so maybe, just maybe for some of you, especially now that I'm seeing this with the mother, right? Maybe somebody that you love, somebody that is very close to you, maybe they are not seeing it as you see it. Maybe they are not in the state of gratitude that you're in, right? Or seeing the vision like you see it, right? or feeling rather how you're feeling. This could be a spouse. This could be, it's somebody in your soul tribe I'm hearing. And maybe they just are feeling very hesitant, very confused, very unsure, right? But that's the power of the mother here. You have this ability to kind of shine a light on things for them and help bring that positive energy and that nurturing energy forward, right? You do bring some sort of comfort here. So continue to do that. And I think everything's going to be just fine here. I have not seen, like I said, a reading like this in a very long time. This is beautiful. And I'm sending you tons of love, Pile 3. If you want to work with me, my email is linked below. Other than that, I'll see you all next time. Take care. Be well.